The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Free Kicks. So, FA Cup weekend, that was a fun weekend.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
It was a little controversial. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll play a little clip as an example of something that happened.
Mm-hmm. Now it's out to Trippier. Well, that was a handball by Digne. That's going to be a penalty, surely. Well, the referee has blown his whistle and he's given a free kick outside the penalty area here. This is going to be another controversial decision. I mean, he's miles inside.
He really was. He was at least 5 feet inside that mark. But anyway, we'll talk about that because there's no VAR in the FA Cup.
That's right.
It's one of the things we'll discuss on this week's Free Kicks.
And now, Free Kicks. Free Kicks with Illinois Youth Soccer Association's Director of Coaching, Adam Howarth, and Rick Kemper.
So, for all the people that complain about VAR, it turns out that there's a pretty good reason to have
it. Yes.
And this whole weekend was a great example of it because in the FA Cup, they don't have VAR, and that's because a lot of these stadiums are in the second tier, third tier, in this case, even lower.
Yeah.
Actually, in this case, it was two
Premier League teams, but to be consistent.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so that was not the only thing in that game. There was a Tammy Abraham goal, which he was offsides.
Yeah, a couple yards.
It was closer than this one, but he was offsides. Then there was should have been a red card. Lucas Digne Lucas Digne came in at Jacob Murphy, and took a chunk out of his
that was bad.
Shin area. Did you see where he pulled his sock off and he showed him? You could see the stud marks in his leg.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're happy that VAR is in effect in the regular.
I think when you look at this, this was a commercial for why we should have VAR.
Exactly.
It was quite clear, and a lot of talk, a lot of chatter. All the pundits are putting in their 2 cents, and the people who don't like VAR are, saying, "Oh, maybe it isn't that
exactly.
Maybe isn't that too bad."
It slows the game down so much.
Exactly.
But we forget. We forget why they brought VAR in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And it was because of these types of situations. So that's why we do this. So it makes a lot of sense. And maybe the referees are so used to VAR, they're like, well, if I miss one, I'm okay. I've got this safety net of doing it. And so, but again, you've got to wonder. Even if the referee doesn't see it, what's the linesman looking at? He's right there.
That's a great point.
Look at him. So it was a big mess.
This week's referee, Chris Kavanagh.
Yeah.
This just came in this morning. Has been given the weekend off by the Premier League.
For sure. Yeah.
To think about it. Because it was a legendarily bad game. But if you saw Chris Kavanagh, you'd see he's one of the main guys. He's always there.
He's a good referee. Just had a bad game. That happens. Hopefully he will go back, reflect on it, and analyze his performance and come back a better referee.
Hopefully. I also, so we're recording this on Tuesday. I watched the Macclesfield Brentford game yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
It was fun. First of all, it's one of those stadiums that the lights are not quite correct. The sidelines don't have a perfect lighting.
Yes.
You're playing in a League 6?
Yeah.
Is it called League 6? Not really.
It's basically the National League North is where they're at. So
correct. But it's the 6th tier.
Yeah, correct. Mm-hmm.
And they held their own.
Yeah.
Macclesfield got to I think it was like the 70th minute or something like that before Brentford finally scored. And they scored on an own goal.
That's right. Exactly. So they've separated by an own goal.
Yes.
So that's not bad. Not bad at all.
And you remember when we were talking about their win last time?
Yeah.
And we were playing the audio of the primary school teacher going into his classroom and getting that's the guy who did the own goal, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So there are highs and then there are lows.
Absolutely, yeah. But, I mean, what a fantastic run for them to do what they did. Financially, they're going to be a heck of a lot better off. You know, they had a night. Did you notice the electronic scoreboard that they had going? That was just put in. I mean,
they had 2 home games.
Yeah, exactly.
Against Premier League teams.
That's right. Yeah. So they got a little bit extra money, and they play on the turf, on the AstroTurf, or as they call it in England, 3G. And it didn't look that good. I mean, it looked a little bumpy.
It did.
So I'm sure it gets a lot of wear and tear, and maybe with the money they get, maybe they'll throw it into some new turf. Who knows? But yeah, what a great run for them. It was good.
Well, and there are still 2 teams that are way down in the standings in the tournament. Mansfield Town,
that's right,
is a League One team.
Yeah, big upset over Burnley.
Yes,
in this previous round. Yes,
they're in 13th place in League One. And then Port Vale, they had their game postponed against Bristol City.
Yep.
Now they had it postponed because they did a pitch inspection and it didn't meet the standards.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes.
But they're in League One also, and they're in dead last. They're in 24th place in League One.
That's the beauty of the cup.
Yes.
The beauty of the cup.
So it's still, that game will be played on March 3rd. So let's talk about some of the 6th or the 5th round draws.
Yeah.
There are now 16 teams left. Mm-hmm. And there's some good games. Like we talked about, congratulations to Mansfield Town because they have been they've made it into the final 16.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're paired up against
Arsenal. Yeah. It's going to be a tough one.
That's not good.
I mean, they're at home, so that's good.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always a good sign when they're at home, and they beat Burnley away, to be fair. I mean, it was a good result for them.
Yeah.
I think the Burnley...
Well, it's bad for Burnley.
Yeah, that was a tough one, especially... it's always nice to have a little bit of a cup run, especially because they're, down in the bottom part, right at the bottom of the Premier League. So it's always a nice relief, but unfortunate for them to get knocked out.
Right. Wolverhampton's another one that they've got a run now in the cup, but unfortunately for them, they're up against Liverpool. That's their next.
Yeah,
game.
Exactly.
But, America's darlings, Wrexham.
Okay, yeah. Who they got?
It looks like they're going to be hosting Chelsea.
Yes.
Coming into Wrexham.
The racecourse ground. That's Wrexham. Yeah. So Chelsea, Chelsea's played them before in some summer exhibition games.
Okay.
On a little Ryan Reynolds McElhenney tour of the US.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So they did a few things
like in Michigan or something, right?
All over the place, North Carolina, whatever it was. So they're familiar with them. Obviously, the team's changed a lot.
Sure.
It's going to be an interesting game. I mean, they play on Saturday, March 7th, so you're going to have to put that down on your schedule there to watch that one.
Well, and Chelsea is going to get some free American network TV coverage.
Exactly right. Exactly. It might be on ESPN. Who knows? We had some games on ESPN too.
Yeah.
So that's good. So we're moving up from the app. So that's a good sign.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be prime time game, ESPN for sure. We'll see when they get that scheduled, what time that'll be.
So we talked about Port Vale.
Yeah.
If they beat Bristol City or whoever wins that game, Bristol City's a championship team, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whichever team wins that game plays against Sunderland.
Right. That's right.
And that's a home game for them too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Fulham has got a home game versus Southampton.
Yep.
Which is in the championship.
Yep.
Leeds United has a home game against Norwich City.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's a team that has been up and down. And,
yeah.
So both of those teams have been.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. What's the other? The other game is a Premier League matchup. West Ham United versus
London
Brentford.
derby. Yeah. East End against the West End. Yeah, West Ham versus Brentford. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. That is a derby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a fun. It should be a fun round.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And like you said, I mean, the FA Cup brings up all these stories, and that's the great thing about it. We've got a couple more stories with the Wrexham Chelsea game, Mansfield Arsenal. Again, that's the beauty of the FA Cup.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. All right, so some more Premier League news. We had another coach bite the dust.
That's right.
Week. In fact, it happened like an hour after we taped our show.
Exactly right. Yeah, I sent you a text. Oh man, if we would have waited, could have happened. Yes, poor Sean Dyche.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest now has their 4th manager of this season. Yeah. And he's, I guess he signed an 18-month contract, and I'm gonna, if you could bet on that, I'm gonna bet he's not gonna make it 18 months. So.
If he gets through the season, I'll be pleasantly surprised. This is, I think the owner of Nottingham Forest is certainly getting a reputation as a no nonsense.
Right.
Back in the day, Abramovich for Chelsea was no nonsense, but I think this guy's taken it to a whole new level. I mean, 4 managers.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's come on. I mean, and if there was a guy that could have gotten them out of it might have been Sean Dyche. But the irony is, they've got a manager that was fired from Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are currently bottom.
Yeah.
So how's he going to make things better? I don't know, but there is a relationship. I think he was his manager, and because he also owns Olympiakos in Greece, so there was a relationship there. So we'll see if
and we're talking
happens.
about Vitor Pereira,
correct?
Who was the coach. Was it this year?
He was there. He was at Wolves this year. Yes,
right.
Absolutely. Just got fired before Christmas. So he's jumped in, and now he's got another job with another team trying to stay up. Mm-hmm.
The other one that we talked about last week, Thomas Frank got fired. They did confirm a new Tottenham Hotspur manager over the weekend. His name is Igor Tudor, and he is Croatian.
Yep.
And he said this, I don't quite understand this. Maybe you can understand this. He's the football version of Winston Wolfe, the fixer from Pulp Fiction. Oh, that's the Who is that? Harvey Keitel character.
That's right. Yes.
So he's the fixer. Okay, I get it. He comes in, he cleans up the dead bodies. Okay.
There's a lot of dead bodies at Spurs.
There sure are.
Again, this is a situation, and I was listening to people talking about him. He's in a no-win situation here. He really is. I mean, if he wins, well, they can only win the Champions League, right? If he wins the Champions League and they stay up, maybe he keeps the job. But
that's all.
That's it.
Yeah.
But if they go down, he's going to get fired.
Right.
If they don't win anything, he's probably going to get fired.
If they stay exactly where they are now, he's going to be fired.
Exactly. So, I mean, he's in a no-win situation. And unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to be able to get another job after this. It might be in, Malta or some smaller leagues, wherever he may be.
He's the fixer.
He's the fixer. So he's got some fixing to do.
Yes, he does. All right. So I like to do a stat of the week every week. And last weekend, James Milner tied the record for most Premier League games, 653.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, equaling the all-time record held by Gareth Barry.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this weekend, if he gets in, he'll break the record.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool. But here's the stat. Of all the players that have played while James Milner was in the Premier League, who has he played against the most?
Wow. That's a really good question. Well, he made his debut when he was 16.
Right. And you can I'll give you a hint. There's 2 players they're tied.
Okay.
And when you hear their names, you're going to realize how long James Milner has been playing.
Yeah. Okay. So my guess would one of those be a goalkeeper?
No.
Really?
Well, no.
No. Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure.
All right. So, in terms of players who've been around for a long time,
well, I'll tell you one of them who I know is not a goalkeeper.
All right.
And that's Wayne Rooney.
Okay. Makes sense.
24 times he played against James Milner.
Okay. All right.
Because you got to think, Milner was on some of these teams.
Yeah. Right.
So he's not going to play against them.
Sure. Now, the other person I would think of would be Wayne Rooney's teammate. Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, I was thinking that too, but it's not.
Wow.
But it is someone that is associated with the same club that Wayne Rooney is mainly known for.
Okay. So at Man United.
And he's been in the news recently because he's a magician as a manager.
Oh, Michael Carrick.
Michael Carrick.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. Would never know that.
24 games. So same as Wayne Rooney. But, those guys have not been playing in a while.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the fact that those are still the record holders against the number of games that James Milner has played, I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah.
All right, Free Kicks is brought to you by the Illinois Youth Soccer Association.
Illinois Youth Soccer is proudly serving the Illinois soccer community since 1975 and has a strong history of credibility. Illinois Youth Soccer is a non-profit corporation, official state association and charter member of the U.S. Soccer Federation, and administers U.S. Soccer Federation coaching programs, the Olympic Development Program, and U.S. Soccer Federation referee programs. For more information, go to illinoisyouthsoccer.org.
And now, the latest Chicago area soccer news. Soccer news with Coach Adam.
Okay, this week we have a special video clip. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so all of our teams went down to Memphis this past weekend. I did not go this time because I had the real young teams who don't go to this event. But I was able to do a little interview with a former ODP player who is now currently on the first team with the Columbus Crew. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it was great. So it was great to catch up with Chase. So got back in touch with him after a little while, and he literally had just gotten back from preseason down in Florida, and they're preparing for the first game. The MLS League season starts this weekend.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going to be busy. So he's heading to Portland for his potentially first professional game.
And we're talking about Chase Adams.
That's right.
And Chase Adams is a senior in high school.
That's right.
And is going to be playing with the Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
But here's a little bit of that interview. You can find it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the 2026 ODP Interregional Showcase, Chase Adams live Zoom recording.
That's right.
That's if you want to find it. But here's a little clip with Adam talking to Chase about his very beginning days with the ODP.
Yeah, it started with actually my brother. So I have an older brother, 2 years older than me. He was in 06, so he originally started doing ODP, and then my parents enjoyed it and thought it was a good thing. So then I ended up starting when I was probably about I'd say 11, 10 or 11, doing the pre-ODP. My parents thought it would be good to get some eyes on me before we did the actual state team. So then I did that for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and then I got into the actual state team sectional practices, and so that's how I started getting ODP, is because my parents put my brother into it, and then they liked it, and so then they've had both me and my 2 sisters do it as well.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's an Adams family for sure in terms of everybody being part of the ODP process. So we appreciate your mum and dad putting you all through this. So it's a commitment, just not only financially but travel and everything else. So it's been great.
Yeah.
So when you started with Illinois ODP and obviously went through the state teams and then towards regional teams and going forth, what would you say was kind of some of the highlights for you when you was playing with Illinois ODP?
I really enjoyed being able to, I would say the most fun thing I had was kind of the experience in Memphis, actually.
Yeah.
I loved traveling. We left, I think it was early in the morning to get to a game, and then be able to stay in a hotel with some of my teammates. And then I actually had a club teammate that I drove with there, and it was just very fun being able to just be surrounded by soccer. I think it was my first experience that I had where I was with all of my teammates, and then spending a lot more time with them and just being able to enjoy the experience of soccer. And I think my brother came with me for the first one, so being able to be with him was really fun.
So there's a little tip for all the kids out there.
Yeah.
And this is something I preach all the time at Green White, my club. When you get a chance to do these trips, it is a life-changing thing. This kid is about to play in the MLS.
Yeah, that's right.
And he still thinks about that trip to Memphis as a kid.
That's right. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a great conversation, just talking a little bit about his journey up until this point, and we haven't even touched anything yet. I mean, he's achieved so much, and I don't know if you remember this. If it was a little bit later on in the interview, I would highly recommend you listen to it. talks a little bit about his time with the under-17 national team, youth national team, and 10 goals he scored in a game, which was amazing.
Which we've talked about on this show before.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, go in and listen to that. It's a great conversation. Thanks to Kansas Youth Soccer who helped put this together, and we appreciate being able to have a good conversation. So it's good for the kids to listen. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Time now to guess the Premier League star.
Okay, so let's see here. Premier League star. All right, this is going to be a tough one.
Well, of course it is.
All right. But he's an established player in the league.
Okay.
All right, he's 28 years old.
Okay.
And he's currently on his second tour with his current Premier League club.
So he started there and came back.
Well, no, he didn't start there, but he's been there now twice.
Okay, so he's come back again.
Yes,
okay.
He came up with a different club.
Gotcha.
He's played professionally in 2 other countries.
Okay.
Which I'm not going to tell you because it'll give it away. All right.
All right.
He's a tall drink of water. 6'4".
Ooh.
So he's one of the tallest players in the league. And he's a striker.
Okay. He's come back to play on this team. Strikers.
He's got a brother, Timmy, who plays professionally too. Timmy. Yes. And he himself has a girl's first name. He's got a girl's first name. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not making any judgment, but it is a girl's first name.
What the heck?
We saw him in person, you and I.
Oh.
In fact, we met him on the training ground.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And his goal that he was scored could have been and should have been offside.
That is correct.
He's now back.
Yeah.
He's back again with
Aston Villa
with the Premier League. Yes, yeah, because I think he was there. I think he did
on loan.
On loan, yeah. So that's a tricky one. So
I know. He still had the uniform on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But he was great at Chelsea. Really enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah.
So he was there when we were walking the grounds there, which was great. So, but yeah, Mr. Tammy Abraham playing with Aston Villa, and he's doing all right. I think he's also. People are talking about him as a potential, maybe late addition to the England World Cup.
Really?
Yeah. So depending on what happens, I mean, it's Harry Kane. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're not knocking off Harry Kane.
Right.
You're not. Ollie Watkins is right there, but as a striker, if they bring 3, he might be there. Calvert-Lewin might be another one.
Yeah.
Depends on how many goals they score. If they're banging them in, it's nice to bring players in on form.
And if for all the people who are offended by my saying it's a girl's name, I want you to look up the most famous Tammys in the world.
Yeah, that wolfing.
The top 3 were Tammy Wynette, Tammy Faye Baker, and Tammy Duckworth, the U.S. Senator from Illinois.
Okay.
So, all women. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm not making a judgment. I'm just saying.
Now time for Adam's Weekend Soccer TV Tip.
All right, we're back to Premier League this week.
Yes, back to the league, so it's good. I'm excited to watch our Premier League games starting Saturday. I think we do have a midweek game, if I remember. We've got an Arsenal game that's got to catch up, so that's on Wednesday this week.
Right.
So they play Wolves, so it's Arsenal versus Wolves this week.
I should also say Champions League.
Yes, that's right.
Is going on this week. We are not going to talk about that because we're recording this on Tuesday.
Right.
But we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. So all those games are going on. So we'll catch up and then we'll know who they play. So yeah.
Right.
Well, it's just the first leg, so we've got another leg to play. But yeah, some good games this week. I think the one that sticks out for me probably on Saturday is going to be at Manchester City, Newcastle. So Newcastle trying to come back and move their way up to the table. I think that will be an interesting game. So Man City, Newcastle, and then you. And
Man City's now what, 4 points out?
Yeah, it's right there exactly. So it's. I think Newcastle have always done fairly well against Manchester City. So it'll be interesting to see how it all kind of comes about, but. I think they do need a win, and this may strengthen Arsenal potentially in terms of their thing. So that would be a good one. And Arsenal's got a tough game. I mean, you can throw it out there because they play Sunday in the derby, the North London derby against Spurs. So
With the brand new coach.
Brand new manager. It's all set up for a Spurs victory.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how you look at it. But I tell you what, though, Spurs are struggling.
They're so bad.
They're not
bad.
They're not in a good place. So it's going to take a bit of a miracle for Arsenal not to do it. So that's the one on Sunday. Definitely worth
They're not
watching.
only bad, they're boring. That's even worse than bad.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a name for their stadium. It's still the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Come on, let's get a name for the stadium. Call it something, whatever it needs to be. So those are the two ones: Spurs, Arsenal, London Derby on Sunday at 10:30. Man City, Newcastle Saturday, and there's also a game on Monday: Everton, Man United, which would be decent
that's a good one.
Yeah, be decent too.
Yeah. All right. Well, Free Kicks is brought to you by the Green White Soccer Club, celebrating our 70th anniversary this coming season. And it looks like our board meeting is coming up for who's going to be president for next year.
Okay.
And decided to do one more year. But this is it. This is it. Anyway, go to greenwhitesoccer.org. We have lots of teams you can be a part of, youth teams and old guy teams, going all the way up to 60 plus.
Wow.
There's a 60 plus team, greenwhitesoccer.org. All right, we have people to thank. We need to thank our executive producer, Tony Lasana, with Opie Shows. Thank you, Tony. Thanks to Ed Silla with the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place, radiomisfits.com. And we're coming back next week.
Of course.
We'll be back again next week with a brand new episode of
Free Kicks.
We'll start doing it that way.
There you go.
The proceeding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at radiomisfits.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?
All women.